Look from the book, presented by Top Sport.
Well, welcome now to Tristan Merlihan from Top Sport. Tristan, how are you?
Yeah, very good, boys. How about yourself? We've got a good day racing coming up and good one just gone, so always a good time of the year now.
Tristan, how's the betting going for the premiership market after the football?
Oh, here we go. Self-interest.
Saturday, I assume there's been some pretty significant money go for certain teams based on their performances and injury lists as well.
Yeah, the Swannies were very, very firm, very hard after their big win, and then obviously getting to host week 3. So into $3.20 there, the Swannies.
It's all about the Swannies, is it? That's fantastic. Paul was just dangling the line, trying to get a little bit of self-confidence about his
the
Cats.
Queensland bookie doesn't know the AFL markets. Maybe we should get on with
launch
Top
on
Sport.
with Top Sport.
Yeah, I might have to.
Have a chat to Tristan afterwards. No limits for you, I wouldn't have thought. So better way, my friend. Makybe Diva Stakes on Saturday, Tristan. It's a small field, but has there been much betting interest early? It's an intriguing sort of affair.
Yeah, it is. These sort of fields, when you've got a favourite, around about the 225 mark or 5 to 4, as Turfy would like to say, it generates good activity on the race with the 4 or 5 really hard in the market there. We actually laid I'm Thunderstruck about a month ago at $6.50 and $5, so a few punters are pretty happy with themselves now that it's into 225. It hasn't been massive betting since we've gone final field, but I really expect the punters to step in to a couple of these on race day.
Not sure you'll lay him at 225 myself.
I reckon he might ease out closer to $3.
I believe 280, somewhere like that would be more acceptable. Certainly for me, Tristan, if you cop the tip there. What about? Has anything been back to beat him? Because it seems very even outside of him.
Yeah, there was a little bit of money early doors for Western Empire. It was 6 into 550, but it's drifted back out to 650. So I think punters are just, probably just trying to work out where they want to be if they are opposing on Thunderstruck. If you do feel the horse will drift, which I'm not convinced it will, I think it'll be pretty solid in the market. But if you do think it will drift, then yeah, they have to come for one of the others, whether it be Alligator Blood or Cascadian or Western Empire. Even Mo'unga there at 950, one of those will firm quite significantly. But at the moment, we haven't seen a lot of activity post the barrier draw.
What about the spring features? We've got markets up on all the big races. We had declarations for the Cups last week, or Cups, the Cox Plate and also the couple of Guineas. And we've got weights out next week for the features. Has there been much activity in those early markets?
Yeah, you generally find, from our perspective anyway, in these early markets around about now, you lay a few of the rougher options. So punters are just trying to sort of, look for some horses at double-figure odds and more speccing. Then you get a few multis through the shorter horses as well. But from our end, the 3-year-old races generally see a bit of activity early doors. So the Caulfield Guineas has been very well supported. The Tijuana there, it's firm from 26 into 14, where we laid a couple of good bets at 26 and 21, and then Aspen as well, $12 into 750. They've probably been the two biggest goes, I'd suggest, but it is around about this time of the year, after you've seen a few of the early runs of the preparation, where punters really start to step into the grand finals.
You been to Tijuana?
In Mexico, no, I haven't. But it's great rhyming slang, Tijuana.
Early money Saturday. Has there been one that punters have latched onto somewhere around the country? Doesn't have to be here in Victoria.
Yeah, well, it is actually in Victoria. The one they've really latched onto is in the Bobby Lewis quality in race 8. The bottom weight has been absolutely smashed. $8.50 into $5. We laid it at $8.50. At $7.50, at $6.50, and then into $5. Actually, it was a little bit lower there for a while too. But the toppies obviously come out Kementari, but really no deductions have affected that price. So it is a genuine go. Bottom of the weights, barrier 3, Craig Williams on board. So it might be worth including in multiples at the punters end.
So don't you reckon the barrier's a big hindrance to her?
Look, I think she's really smart. I quite liked her last start. I was glad to see Mark Zahra able to weave the passage he did. But, gee, it's a big step up.
Big step up.
Anyway, we'll wait and see. Punter's really confident there with Veron Scova. Clearly a talented horse for Cindy Alderson. Lay of the day. Lay of the day. This, I'm telling you, it needs to go to the front of the show. It needs to be the first thing we do. I'm not the producer, though. Come on. Gee.
Mate, you're the executive general manager of racing now. You can do whatever you want.
You can.
He already does, Turf.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Ridiculous.
Swagger.
You're the puppet master now.
Ridiculous. Attractable last week was the lay. Peter Moody took out the race, but not with Attractable. He took it out with his stablemate Pounding, so continues the amazing run. Who are you taking on this week?
Yeah, this week I'm going to change things up a little bit, which might be a worry, but we're going to go away from Melbourne. I thought most of the favoured runners in Melbourne seemed about their right price this weekend, so I'm going to Rose Hill in the Run to the Rose, one of the features down there. Best of Bordeaux is the $3.70 favourite, and I'm struggling a little bit to understand why it's that short in the market. I thought Fireburn should be very, very close, if not favoured, as opposed to Best of Bordeaux. So I'm certainly going to be putting Best of Bordeaux in for our maximum in that feature there, the toppy. That's race 7, number 1 at Rose Hill.
I'm with you there on Best of Bordeaux, and another slow or heavy track, I suppose.
What about
it'll
that
be in
track
Sydney.
on Saturday, how it played?
It was bad. I mean, they did get a bucket of rain there during the day, but
Melbourne wasn't overly better.
and I tell you what, it's very hard to sort of get your teeth
Look
right
at Matt Welsh's eyes when I criticised.
right into Melbourne at the moment, because we just don't know about the weather between now and Saturday. There's rain predicted. Will it fall at Flemington or next door to Flemington?
At least Flemington will race really well.
It will, but as I said to you, the last time I walked Flemington, I was a little bit surprised at the state it was in, because it's been pristine
Well,
for
Lee
years.
Jordan said after the last on Monday night, the rain over winter hasn't helped the case there.
It was so noticeable.
Yeah.
You know, Caulfield and Flemington, there's no comparison between them, which is unusual.
Caulfield is in outstanding
It's
shape
in great
heading into
nick.
the
The
carnival.
Melbourne Racing Club spokesman is back.
Let's go to the multi.
You won't be able to say that in a couple of weeks' time.
Wait, bring it on.
Let's go to the multi. I don't know why this is still in the rundown, but anyway, we should just take it out and get Tristan to give us 2 lays. But that's
me
what
to
the
kick it
punters
off?
want. Yeah, can you remember what yours is?
Yes, of course I can.
What about on Spring Contenders, where whoever's producing and putting the graphics up always plays with you? You've got your betting strategies. They take their time putting it up, and there you are, like a duck paddling underwater.
I'm going for El
No
Rocco.
comment?
No, you're an idiot. I've gone for El Rocco here as my place bet. I know he's up in class. You know, he's been racing basically in benchmarks, but he's rock hard fit, and any rain is a big plus for him. Drawn beautifully. He's an on-pacer, 54 kegs. He just looks so well suited here. I'm staggered that Jamie Mott's in at 54 kilos.
Poor old John McCard will be scratching his head if he's listening.
He can't ride at 54, can Jamie Mott? He'll have to chop a leg off.
All right, so that's El Rocco.
Yeah,
racing
that's
well.
my leg.
Racing well, been in good form this preparation,
He's
Paul.
my best
I
for the
like
day.
that the bloke who's delivered less legs of the multi gives the longest summary of his bet. But don't waste your time, Turf.
Come on,
You
Einstein,
haven't
get on
won-
with yours.
Well, mine did win last week, in case you were listening. What's that? The place.
Did a flog.
Change stables, which always, I reckon, helps.
Thanks,
Ben Mellum. Did you know that? I said up there, you're like, oh, that's interesting. Look at him.
All right.
Grin.
I'm going to look. I've gone yearning the place. I think
What?
it's $7 the place. If you want a second
chuck
one,
Poland
if
in
you
there,
want to
yeah.
go a second one, I'll go I Am Bene in the same
No,
race. So maybe 2 options. But I'm yearning the place, Tristan.
Well, that's a bit of spice for the
Wow.
dividend.
There's a very gutsy selection there. So we've got Flemington race 4, number 16, El Rocco the place. Then Yearning race 7, number 1 at $6 the place, and Swats that race 8, number 12, $1.95. So that works out at $29.25. We'll do our Pirate Multi as well, because there's a bit of value about that one. So we'll see what that one pops out when I pop it up on the site later on today.
Now, Tristan, our producers asked me not to say
Don't
this.
say it. No.
So for a very 1 week off, I'm going to listen to him. We don't listen to him very often on the show.
No, you don't.
Is that I'm not going to say that it's can't lose. I'm not going to say it. So we'll
We
just
just
wait
sort
and
of
see.
said it.
You
I know,
just did
I
so-
thought I'm not gonna say
Speaking
it,
about producer, do you reckon Turfy's ever looked at the rundown?
Looking at his
Not-
phone, it's about 20 years old.
Not
so.
for 40 years have I looked
All
at
right,
the
all
rundown.
right. Tristan, thank you very much for your time. Have a good weekend. Don't have too good a weekend. We want the punters to hopefully get on top. But best of luck. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Speak to you next week.
A good 3 with Dr Turf, Matt Welsh and Paul Tatnell.